Hello there, fellow captains, and welcome back to another Dreadnought ship overview with me, Connor. It's been a long time since I've done an overview, so I want to get stuck right in, and just because it's been a while, I'm going to start off with a ship that's, not too far up there in the tiers. It's relatively low, being a tier 2, but of course it's a hero ship, just so I can get all those out of the way before we start into actual ships, and to give me enough time to unlock all modules on said ships. But let me just go back just to find her. She is the tier 2 Oberon tactical cruiser, the Nereid. The Nereid being some sort of creature from Greek mythology, which was sort of like a sea nymph, some lady of the sea. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is the ship, and of course visually, just to begin with, before we get into the modules, just a look at the ship. It's Oberon. I mean, this is one of the hero ships that really hasn't had a lot done with it, apart from the figurehead, which is gorgeous. I mean, just look at it. Reminds me a lot of Genova from Final Fantasy VII, as well as... hold on, is it System Shock? I'm thinking of her Deus Ex, but there's a female, like, robotic face in one of those that it's reminded me a lot of. But yeah, the figurehead is amazing, as well as all the cables and things protruding from her body. It's just a really cool look, really nice, and it's the only part of the actual ship itself that I think stands out. The rest of it's just very basic, really doesn't draw the eye to anything at all, apart from the figurehead. But again, it's down here at tier 2, so they might not have had the budget to put any more work in. I mean, look at the amount of detail in the figurehead itself. Probably took a lot of the time of the actual designer. So let's jump on to the modules and the weapons for this thing now. Of course, because it's only tier 2, we don't have any officer briefings, so we'll be able to get through this relatively quickly into the games, because I know a lot of you, for some reason, see overview and you expect there to only be gameplay. Well, we'll see if we can get through it as quickly as possible for those of you that only like gameplay. If not, if you don't even want to watch a short overview of the abilities or modules, then you can just jump forward in the video. I'll leave a timestamp down below. But anyway, of course, with it being a tactical cruiser, it has medium beam turrets, or just beam turrets in general, as its main armament. And you can see the numbers there. So the way this works is an Oberon cruiser, or tactical, I should say, because there is also an artillery cruiser. We don't want to get confused. Can both heal an ally with its beam, but as well as that, it can deal damage to an enemy. Now, of course, the further away an ally or an enemy gets, there's going to be a reduction in the damage / healing done. But the closer an ally is, the more you can see to be done, either damage or healing again. And you can see the numbers here. So you can just see them steadily drop. I'm not going to read out the numbers because it'll take too much time going through each of them, but yeah, it's just basic. The further away they are, the less; the closer they are, the more. Now, secondaries here are Tesla turrets. They're a beam weapon as well, and they've got a max range of 700 meters. But they're nice in the damage front. I myself don't really use these, even for self-defense. I mean, they're only used to self-defense. I tend to just stick with the beam turrets in combination with a couple of the modules. And beginning with the modules, we have the beam amplifier, which is an amazingly good little module. I really do like this. It is like a panic module, I'd say. Let's say an enemy is getting close to Corvettes, just right on top of you, and you have this off cooldown. This is what I would do, is just pop this, as well as powered weapons, and burn them down. It actually happens surprisingly quickly, and the speed you take the enemy down. But it can also be used in combination with powered weapons again to heal an ally that's on the brink of death, just as like a panic heal to get them up there. Kind of like one of the big heals in an MMO. It's a massive heal, but it costs a lot of mana, maybe has a longer cooldown. It's that type of thing. So increases weapon damage. So this is if you're attacking an enemy by 60%, but the healing increases a full 100%, which is nice. The duration is quite short at 5 seconds there, and the cooldown is 50 seconds. So this thing, you really can't use it that often, obviously, with it only being every 50 seconds. But again, it's just to get somebody up enough where they're not liable to die that quickly, while you can focus the rest of your healing on them, or maybe another tactical cruiser on your team can help them out, or giving that player that's under attack time to get out of combat or get behind some cover, that type of thing. But I would like the cooldown to be a little bit shorter, maybe down to 45, not by much. I mean, 45 would be enough in my eyes. The only way you're going to be able to get this thing faster is with officer briefings, but of course you're tier 2, you don't have any. Or by dying and then getting into combat faster than you would, you know, relative to the actual cooldown if you were alive. So we'll move on to the secondary, which is a repair pod, which is very versatile. It does a 520 heal per pulse. The pulse is every 3 seconds. You can have 2 of these max or active at one time, which is really nice. And the radius for the heal is 800 meters, so it's quite, you know, closed in. It's quite a very close heal little module. The lifetime is 60 seconds with a cooldown of 30. So again, with 2 of these possibly being active at one time, you can have both of them up for 30 seconds. If you look at the, you know, the lifetime plus the cooldown there, you might, or you, it just depends on whether you're paying attention to your cooldowns or not, but you should be able to have 2 of these up for about 30 seconds, I'd say. And they're really nice for, let's say you've got a couple of Dreadnoughts providing fire, but they're not moving, they're like static, they're idle. And you pop 2 of these down. Of course you won't have to wait 30 seconds for the next one, but you can have one down for 30 seconds, healing up the allies, only if they don't require a great deal of healing straight away. This is like if you're looking to provide healing for the Dreadnoughts, while also focusing your efforts on maybe a destroyer that's taking the focus of enemy fire. And these will slowly but surely bring the HP of the hull points up, but again, they're not really going to save anybody's life if they're taking fire, because you can out-damage them quite easily. Next, we have the repair auto beams in the perimeter of the modules, and you do 1244 healing or repair per second. The refire is 0.7 seconds, so it's quite fast. The number of turrets firing at one time is 2. The range is 1100 meters, a little bit greater than the repair pods there. And the duration is 30 seconds, so you do have these for quite a while. And with a cooldown of 50 seconds, you only have to really wait 20 seconds before they're up again after activating them. And these are really good again for the same reason as the repair beams. If you're focusing on somebody else, I mean, the repair beams might target this person you're healing or focusing your attention on, but they can also just heal an ally that maybe has a bit of damage, but isn't really worth you focusing on him while you're healing the other person that is taking the focus fire from the enemy team. So they're nice, and a duration of 30 seconds is nice as well. And lastly, the final module here is Energy Generator, which is my favourite module in the game, or favourite internal / utility module at least. So this increases energy regen by 200% for 6 seconds with a cooldown of 40. So you will need this thing from just playing the game. I feel like this is ready whenever I need it, so it's off cooldown when I need it. From the initial use, you know, the first initial use of it. By the time you need it next time, it's off cooldown. Of course, you could shorten the cooldown with some from officer briefings, but you don't have any. But yeah, this in combination with the beam amplifier with power to weapons is really nice for getting that like allied ship that really does need some emergency heals up and fighting again without them, you know, being taken out rather quickly. But yeah, it also is nice if you're using, or if you're looking to defend yourself with beam amplifier again. It works exactly the same way with enemies. Put power to weapons, throw it in the energy generator, and take down maybe a destroyer, artillery cruiser, or mainly a corvette that's coming to take you out. And that's it. It's a rather simple little ship. It's tier 2, so there's really not much to go over apart from just the modules and the weapons. What with it having no officer briefings again, I think I've mentioned that a little bit too much. But my experiences with it are, it's a nice little healer. It's down at tier 2. I would rather have this thing at tier 4 with a few officer briefings, but again, there has to be lower tier hero ships to help people maybe that are having difficulty getting through the ranks of the tiers. Maybe even just the modules, because I'm having an issue with the modules myself, even with elite status. But yeah, let's get ourselves into a couple of games and we'll see how we fare. I'll see you in a moment. Alright, so here we are in a game. It's only a recruit game, tier 2. So we'll have a go at recruit, and then we'll move up to veteran just to see how the thing fares, you know, in different difficulty levels. And let's jump in. Still got that little bug there with the chat. Can't even remember what I was writing. Good luck all and have fun. Well, it's correct at least. The little blips at some sort of, I don't know, Morse code enigma type thing, so the enemy don't know what we're talking about, even though it's in all chat. I don't know. I'm just trying to make an excuse for what seems to me to be a bug, but it's probably in the game for some reason, because it's been in there for quite a while. Right, so let's see what we have in our team. A Dreadnought, a couple of destroyers, a single corvette, a single artillery cruiser, and another tactical. So, one thing I want to say is I saw a tactical last night in a couple of games of this. Got matched up with the same people because there were so few of us online. And it was a tactical going around with a corvette. And unsurprisingly, both were being killed because obviously you could tell that they were both coming. I mean, with a corvette, usually its speed is enough to surprise enemies, but not last night, unfortunately. So that's one thing, one tip I would give people who are looking to play a tactical: stay with the heavies, stay with the destroyers and the dreadnoughts. Don't go off with the lighter ships. If they need healing, they'll come back to you, or maybe they'll have a module that does a little bit of self healing. But you stick with the big fellas because you're going to need the cover. Your main enemy is definitely going to be enemy corvettes and artillery cruisers. Artillery cruisers from range, corvettes from close up. But we're slowly moving in here. I mean, we're like, hold on. Oh yes. Thought that was a third tactical there, but he had just moved over here. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on the mini-map up there for any corvette activity. I mean, sometimes even a destroyer will sneak up on you just with power into the engines. So you never really know what's going to surprise you, but most of the time it's going to be corvettes. Okay.
Full power to maneuvering thrusters.
Our destroyer seems to have a bit of a death wish.
Pushing power to beam weapons. Amplifying weapons, aye.
There we go.
Systems drained, Captain.
That was power into weapons as well as power with the beam amplifier and power to weapons there that got him up relatively quickly. Now we're going to activate the auto beams, but I am taking fire. I am going to put a repair pod down for me. Yeah. Destroyer's a little bit too far forward for his own good.
Firing up. Systems drained, Captain. We've got the advantage, Captain.
So the healers have been nerfed, I feel, since the last time I really played this game. They don't really seem to be able to keep a ship up even with enemies continually firing at said ship. So that's nice. They used to be a little bit, in fact they were really overpowered to the point where you were getting so much, so many accolades or whatever you call them, commendations. By the end of the match you were just outdoing everybody else. So he dropped to about 5% HP there. And now I've got beam amplifier plus power to weapons. I'm about to get, yep, energy generator, so no, it wasn't enough to keep him up. So it's nice to see that healers aren't as overpowered as they used to be. I want to provide some heals for our ally, but I think the artillery cruisers and the enemy team are doing their job and doing it well. Sometimes I've noticed the beam can be a little bit finicky, even if you're over an ally that you need to heal.
Understood. System drained. Starting cooldown.
Yeah.
Understood. Repairing.
If you're being fired at to that degree and your healer or you're noticing your support can't keep you up, I'd just say get behind cover.
Amplifying weapons, aye.
Got him.
Eliminated, Captain.
If an enemy does get close enough, we'll switch to the Ails Teslas and see how they do. Heal up our destroyer just while we've got a little bit of the beam amplifier left. Where'd he go? Okay, what's his plan?
Amplifying weapons, aye. Deploy repair pod, aye, Captain. That's it, she's done. Aye, Captain, activating.
Okay, so the artillery cruiser's taken out, so I'm going to focus.
Restoring auxiliary power.
He's down. Crap. Yeah, we do seem to have some allies that are way too focused on, you know, being a one-man army, which is, it doesn't work like that. Only do that if you're in a corvette. You do know how to move around the map undetected.
Primary weapons, Captain.
It seems some of our allies are spawning over in that direction.
Aye, Captain, engaging. Aye, Captain.
You see?
System drained.
Now I do need the energy generator, and I used it not that long ago, and I've already noticed it's almost off cooldown. So it is off cooldown, you know, whenever you do need it most of the time.
Aye, Captain. Engaging. Aye, Captain. Amplifying weapons.
I want to try and keep this guy up by myself, but that's not going to work.
Down. We've got nothing left.
I mean, we're not losing terribly here, but the only reason we are losing is because our damage dealers just seem to be going up, and like lemmings, just taking the enemy fire without doing anything proactive to stop it from happening, which is really irritating.
Amplifying weapons. Aye. Float the pod.
I'm going to deploy a repair pod to his position just to keep him healed. Now switching attention to the artillery cruiser because that destroyer has switched his attention to it.
Firing.
Aye, Captain. Activating. Auxiliary generators are down. System drained. Amplifying weapons. Aye.
No, don't go up, don't go up. Why would you go up? You're making yourself more of a target. Go down.
We're winning, Captain. You heard the Captain. Reloading launcher. Stand by.
Come on.
Repair auto beams activated. Aye, Captain.
Nope, not
Engaging.
going to happen. And then there's that destroyer away in the game for the exact same thing that happened last time. Not learning from the mistakes. But it is only recruit, so things like this are bound to happen for newer players. If you're not a newer player, for shame.
Captain, we're gaining ground out there. Amplifying weapon systems.
Firing. Reloading.
System drained. Cycling.
All ships enemy contact at this location.
Pushing power to beam weapons.
Thanks.
Now, one thing I'm curious about that I'm not really sure of the answer is, now the Tesla turrets I have, my secondary weapon by the way, is, it counts as the beam weapon. So I wonder if beam amplifier works with it.
Amplifying weapons. Aye.
Okay, now myself and the other tactical seem to be working a little bit better together. There's a Corvette, and it's dead.
Corvette.
Wait, I got the final blow in the what? I literally only clicked for less than a second and I got the kill.
Understood.
Not sure about that.
Primary weapons, Captain.
I'm trying to see where all of our team members are. Now you see, okay, we're starting to take this back a bit.
Aye, Captain. Amplifying weapons.
And by a bit, I think we're actually
Locking in
doing pretty damn well.
power. Understood. Repairing.
Reloading.
I only got that super heal dude for a few seconds while we wait.
Multiple impacts detected.
Yeah, and taking damage from our artillery cruiser. So I'm going to go down a bit into this canyon and we win. I just have to guess what I'm typing here. I make a lot of mistakes. There we go. And top of the board. Haven't got that yet with the tactical, so yeah, that's nice. It's nice. Now let's jump into a veteran game. See how we deal there. And here we are. Now the difference between recruit and veteran is that you can have tier 3s in veteran. So that's going to mix things up a little bit. Okay. So let's see what we've got the composition. So only one other tactical. Couple of destroyers, a Dreadnought and 2 artillery cruisers. Wait, do we not have any Corvettes? We have one. Okay, that's good. Now let's see how this works. This map can be a little bit different with the playstyle, because you can go below structures as well as above and to the sides. And there is another destroyer that just races off on his own. because he's a Corvette, obviously, an invincible Corvette. So do I want to go with him? No, you know what? If he's going to do that, I'm not going to go with him and die, because he is going to die. With me at his side, he might die a little bit slower, but inevitably we'll both die. So maybe he'll learn. Because at this point into a veteran game, you should know what you're doing, kinda. Doesn't take that long to get a tier 3, but still you should grasp the basic fundamentals of the game. There's an enemy destroyer. They have bots, actually.
Got an enemy contact.
The only reason I'm bringing this up is because in that last game, there was only 2 of us, and then all of a sudden the room was filled. It was odd. Okay, enemy tactical on the minimap there. Fairly close. Just near the side of this structure here, the station.
We've got the advantage, Captain.
And then he goes. What's the sound? Must be his second battery. Oh, I'm taking damage from somewhere. Oh, just as he used beam amplifier, I cut him off. Awesome. Totally unintentional, but
Pushing power to beam amplifying weapons. Engaging. System drained. System drained. Cycle. We're getting killed out here.
yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're getting killed. But he's dead.
The upper hand. Repair auto beams activated. ICAP systems depleted.
Come on. Just let the repair pod get into position. Where's the other tactical all of a sudden? Okay, reinforcements have arrived. Good, good, good. Let's try and top him off here. Oh, that's not going to happen. Our allied tactical is lower. Okay.
All ships, enemy contact. At this location.
I Captain activating.
Activating primary weapons, Captain.
System drained. Starting recharge. Firing up.
Damn it.
Systems depleted, Captain. Repair pod is away. That's it. She's done.
Okay, I want to try and keep noodles topped off here.
I Captain activating.
Yes.
Tech cruiser going down. Nice shooting.
I'm back, Mr. Corvette. I need to heal you. Oh, there's a artillery cruiser that does need some assistance.
Enemy warheads locked on our position.
Oh, hell no, I ain't got nothing to take out missiles.
Locking in auxiliary power.
Maybe one of these guys does.
Drain, Captain.
I'm hoping so, at least. Okay, let's aid in the destruction of this enemy Dreadnought here.
Engaging. I Captain engaging. We just can't do it, boss. Ship is damaged.
Hold on, I think the amplifier does work on this.
Understood.
I'm dead.
Systems going dark. We're losing her.
Well, first death by the second game, not too bad. Although it was a silly death that I could have avoided if I had just focused on healing and positioning. But I wanted to see if that beam amplifier worked on the Teslas, and I'm not sure. It was really bright and pink at one point, and then it wore off, the amplifier, and I'm not sure if that was because the effect from the first carried over. I'm not sure, but we'll see if we can do it again. If not, we'll have to be to Google to figure it out. Got a Dreadnought that's in need of some major assistance,
Firing.
and we'll be the one to lend it.
Enemy warheads locked on our position.
Recharging auxiliary.
Hostile
Focus that artillery, please. Shit.
Ship's hull down to 50%, Captain.
Oh, this ain't good at all.
Sending a repair pod. Reloading launcher. Full power to maneuver.
Power the engines there, try and get out of here. I'll do the best I can at least to... She's a... No, no. This isn't going to happen. But it's a close match again, which is nice. We did make a comeback last one, so hopefully we can do it again. You can also see what I mentioned at the start of the game as well, how the battle can take place above, below, or at the sides of the different structures in this station, and it's taking place below. We'll follow Onyx here.
Full power to maneuvering thrusters.
The Dreadnought is the best friend of a little Corvette, tactical cruiser. We'll keep him topped off and try and get ourselves behind some cover as well. Oh, got an allied destroyer that needs some help.
Firing.
Just want to get our noodles topped off here.
Reloading.
Captain,
There we go.
out there.
Now where's that little Corvette? There he is.
Understood. Repairing.
Throw on the auto beams there. We're getting closer to the enemy.
Amplifying weapon systems.
Thanks for the assist.
Where's our Dreadnought friend? Where is he? Oh, he's one off on his own. Why would you do that? Where is he?
Amplifying weapons. I captain. Activating.
And now I'm being the focus of the enemy attention. Great.
Nothing left. I captain. Engaging. Understood.
Oh, awesome though. He took down that Dreadnought.
Systems depleted, Captain.
Let's aid him in taking down the little tactical. There we go. Sweet. That actually worked out. Oh, our allies are coming over this way. That's why.
Let's finish him.
And again, we took the lead.
Amplifying weapons.
I keep hitting the energy off button at like 2 or 3 energy remaining, but I think I just need to give some time for delay or whatever, or lag, but it's just not hitting it until it's actually in 0, which is not my intent.
I captain. Activating.
Okay, we got our amplifier in 3 seconds.
System.
Hit it.
She's still cooling down. Beams are amplified. We're taking them down, ship by ship.
There we go, it worked that time.
Being hit hard. Deploy damage control teams. System drained. Starting.
Heal me, please.
System drained. Cycling. Nothing we can do.
Shiza.
It's over.
Oh, a little Krishnik. GG, well played, guys. Not a bad game at all. And I came third that time. Sweet. 3 on our team in the top 3. There we go. That was a nice little game. And that was veteran as well, so even on a veteran with tier 3s, you can still perform well if you're paying attention. A lot of my deaths there could have been avoided if I did better with the positioning, but again, I'm not really a tactical player. And let's find her again. Where is she? And that is the Nereid tier 2 Oberon tactical cruiser. That is also a hero ship, so you have to pay for it. Now I would tell you how much it costs. It doesn't cost much. It's like 800 silver or something, or great box points. But for some reason, when you purchase something from the store, like I'm about to show you, or the market as they call it, you can't see the prices unless you haven't got them. Even though I have these 2 ships, but for some reason I need to rebuy them because since make none. Here it is. Beautiful ship. Well, the figurehead is at least. The rest is just a very Oberon. And that's about it. It's a very, very short overview, honestly. Mainly because it's tier 2, it doesn't have any offers or briefings, and yeah, tier 2. So only recruit and veteran matchmaking. But yeah, I enjoyed the games. So I'd just like to point out, guys, that I'm trying to get into this full time, not as a job, just mainly as a hobby. But if you'd like to donate to help, because I'm getting a better internet connection or a broadband provider, it's going to cost a little bit more. So you'd like to help out just with the channel and the streams that I'm doing regularly as well when the internet holds up until I get my upgrade. There is a donation link in the description below. You can either do it through PayPal or directly through Streamlabs. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Enjoy whatever it is out there that you're playing, and of course, like always, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.